Hey everyone, TimaeuSS here, and welcome to another AFK journey video. So, as we are approaching the next big patch, and I'm sure most of you have already seen the update, or rather the dev note from the AFK journey developers with regards to what they're going to change in the upcoming version 1.1.16 patch. I thought it's a good time for us to talk about what my honest opinions for the game, or rather the season, is so far. Now, for those of you that are just joining us, welcome. AFK Journey has been released for quite a bit now, and we have even experienced the very first major patch, the seasons patch. As you can see here, this is currently the Song of Strife season, and this is of course different from our starter story, but I myself am a bit of a casual player. Okay, as you can see, my account level 400, quite casual, and I started on the day one server. And let me tell you, from the beginning, because I participated in previous closed beta tests as well, from the beginning, I already knew that this is a game I'll probably play on the side as a side game, because it's not very time consuming if you don't want it to be, because there are lots of ways to do manual stuff. But for me, I play as an idle game very casually, and I know that that was probably how I'm gonna get the most enjoyment out of it. So you can see this is my account. I did spend a bit in the beginning getting the characters to Supreme Plus for the main ones we've used at the start, and you can see I've got Smokey and the Oldie upgraded as well, even with a Mythic Plus Rainier. But now, as we approach the kind of relaxing period, the chill period of the game, I want to give my final thoughts about how I feel about the season so far, because this is not a common thing you see in mobile games. Seasons, if you guys didn't know, essentially are a 4-month scheduled patch that happens in AFK Journey, and you get to keep your resonance level from the starter story. You can see I'm 321, and then you gain seasonal resonance levels on top of that. So you can see here that all the characters, all of these levels are on top of what we have so far, and you even get unique artifacts that are unique to the season, and also equipments that are unique to the season as well. So in a way, every single season's patch is almost like a brand new start for players, right? You can join later on, and you can catch up by entering basically a season. Now, the only difference is going to be the resonance synergy part, because if your base level is lower than other people, your overall level will be lower, but it's supposed to give you a fresh kind of feeling as you're restarting from the beginning. You have a complete reset on AFK progress as well, and you're even in a district, so that you're competing against people across other servers for different boss fights, different dream round fights, and all of that. I can see here that yeah, my current ranking is top 31 on the current #1 server, and I do about 10 billion damage to lone gaze. So with this season's implemented when it was first announced, I thought this was a very cool way to experience new content and not get bored, because every 4 months, you essentially have a new quote-unquote expansion, right? If you played games from Blizzard, World of Warcraft, or things like Diablo, you'll see that they have seasons, and it does do very well, because people are very excited about what new seasonal content is going to bring to the game, and it's cool to see this being executed in a mobile game. However, there are definitely a couple of things that could have done better, and a lot of them are being addressed in the developer note, which is reassuring. But I think one of the biggest issues at its current moment that's not really talked about so far in the developer note is the guild. Okay, the guild system and how many servers we have. Now, for you guys that are not aware, AFK Journey has a ton of servers, and being in server 1 at the moment, you can see that our guild used to be very high ranking, but because of people being inactive and then leaving for a higher ranking guilds, it's now very difficult to find an active guild that's filled with people, because new players are going to be allocated to the new servers. So even more difficult for the older guilds to basically get their spots filled up. So that is a big issue, and I think one of the solutions I proposed previously was that since we have district rankings, so for example, if I go check out the Crystal Bees, you'll see that we will have in the rankings a district, and we're in district 1, okay, and I'm about top 10% of the district 1 damage. So if we're gonna have districts that includes server 1 all the way to server 8, the guilds, once a district is formed because of seasons and whatnot, the guild should, all right, the guild should be able to be essentially accommodating enough to accept characters or players from different servers within the same district. I think they should really look into that, because a healthy community, a healthy competitive community is very good for the growth and the longevity of the player base. But if you're going to lock people out of the old servers and newer players can only go to new servers, that kind of defeats the purpose, because I know that one of the reasons why a lot of the gacha or mobile games companies that do new servers, because if, let's say, you're a brand new player, you go in, you have this FOMO because you feel like you have missed out on the previous content. You'll never catch up to anyone who started day 0, and you think to yourself, maybe I just don't play because I'll never catch up. So by having new servers every few days or few weeks, then all of these new players that want to have a chance to be the king of the server will have their attempt or have their opportunity to do so. But this does make the older servers suffer from new influx, a lack of new influx of new players, and of course the community will as a result falter because of that. So unfortunately, or rather fortunately, because there's already a seasonal concept in place, I really hope instead of doing server merges, you're already doing some form of that through districts, and by having the district mechanic, just make sure that you allow people across the same district, since they're competing in the same leaderboard, give them the ability to join the same guild in a district. I think that will solve a lot of the current issues and player burnouts, and allowing people to, you know, find a more casual guild, take their time for maybe one season, and when they come back and they want to be super competitive, then they can join a super competitive guild in the same district in that season. Because right now, look, you have characters, I mean, look at the rankings. This is season 8, so we are doing district rankings, so please, you should be able to at least have cross server but same district guilds if you're going to put everyone in the district ranking. So that is one of the, I think, biggest things I think they should be looking into. Now, in terms of everything else, if we go back to the patch note with the talked in designers, you can see that they do go over quite a lot of the things with regards to the mapping, roadmaps, seasonal content, becoming heroes, and also the Pioneer server plans allows guide makers as well as players to know what to expect, which is quite crucial and I think very good. Hero schedules is also very important, but the most important part in this is that they recognize burnout is a big component, especially for the early season. So minimizing that mofo, fear of missing out aspect of the game, I think will be very important for the health of this AFK Journey mobile game. And again, they have made quite a few good suggestions, basically having things like capped AFK EXP or starting AFK EXP right when the server goes into the new season, whereas currently we have to unlock it in order to gain AFK EXP. So people this way at least will not be able to be too far behind, and even the whales, the super whales that are being quote-unquote forced to do a lot of manual play or a lot of stage pushing in order to reach the highest level possible to gain those EXP will now be also capped, and a level playing field will be provided so that they can also take it easy with maps locked behind days as well as AFK EXP. So I think overall, judging from the patch note as well as my current thoughts about seasons, this season, the last 2 patches essentially is going to make or break the game. And of course, we got another season in September. They have said mid-September is when the next season is going to come up. So they really need to do, you know, put in a lot of work. The game is honestly pretty chill, pretty fun, especially for me playing on a casual side, right? It's really nice because it respects your time and have a lot of events giving you tons of free pulls. But for the players that are a bit more intense about things, you know, having things locked behind time gates, a lot of games do that, and having things locked behind progressions to level the playing field makes things a lot easier for the more casual players. I mean, it is an AFK game, right? It is an AFK game after all. It's in the name. So if we can move towards that direction, I think people will be happier, and having more exciting events and overall just foster a big and healthy community will be the most important thing for the game in general. So yeah, I think I've rambled up far ahead enough about essentially how I feel about the current season. It's a very cool concept, and I can definitely see the uniqueness in it. Every season we might have new meta, new characters that you might neglect but you really like will finally be able to serve as one of the best characters in a specific team composition. All of these endless possibilities, artifacts promoting certain types of gameplay, they're very, very exciting. All of them are very, very exciting, but the execution needs to be, you know, on point. Otherwise, it's just right now a little bit of a content drought followed up with people not being able to sustain this type of intense gameplay, and also not be able to find new blood or fresh blood to fill out the current roster. So it's TimaeuSS here, and of course we're going to keep playing AFK Journey on the side as a side game and keep you posted on the upcoming changes, guides, as well as information from Lilith Games. So look forward to it, and the next season is still quite a mile away, and we are expecting at least 4 more new characters, 3 or 4 more new characters within the 4 base factions, and 2 more in the light and darkness department. So look forward to that, and thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll see you guys in the next one. And goodbye now.